Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in support of my bill, the Bryson Gray and Ben Price COVID-19 Cognitive Research Act. I was proud to introduce this legislation alongside my friends, Ms. Wild, Mr. Kinzinger, Mr. Cardenas, Mr. Meyer, Mr. Peters, Mr. Joyce, and Mr. Gibbs, and I would like to thank each of them for their leadership on the issue. I also want to thank the leadership at our committee, two wonderful leaders, Chairwoman Johnson and Ranking Member Lucas, and their staffs for moving this important legislation forward. Before I get into the heart of the bill, I'd like to take a minute to share a little bit about who Bryson Gray and Ben Price were. Bryson Gray was a 17-year-old young man from my district in Northeast Ohio. Adored by his parents, Sean and Tara, as well as his brothers, Ricky and Patrick, Bryson sadly passed a little over a year ago. Known for his quick wit and sense of humor, with just the right amount of sarcasm, Bryson could inspire the kind of laughter that makes you cry. He was loving. He was charismatic. He was selfless. He was the kind of kid every parent dreams of. Ben Price was a 48-year-old loving husband to his wife, Jennifer, and a devoted father to their two amazing children, Jet and Maya. Sadly, we lost Ben at the beginning of last year. Ben was a busy small business owner and farmer from the outskirts of Chicago, but his life revolved around his family, friends, and community. One of his passions was to jumpstart the special connections of Grundy County, whose mission is to connect people with disabilities like his beloved son Jet to their community. He led by example and loved without reservation. Both Bryson and Ben tragically passed after battles with cognitive impairments caused by COVID-19. Despite having no history of mental illness, each of them began to battle symptoms such as anxiety, panic, and paranoia. The disease took Bryson and Ben from two of the healthiest, most vibrant people you could find to individuals so debilitated that they could not bear to live another day. While they fought to the bitter end, each chose to end their pain. There's no greater joy than being a parent. For those of us blessed to have children, we know it's the most important job any of us will ever have. To be sure, there are plenty of challenges attributed to the job. Yet there is nothing more rewarding than watching your children grow, while at the same time there is also nothing more terrifying than watching your children experience the tragedies that befell Bryson and Ben. That's why the health and safety of our children should always come first. It's exactly why I started working on this bill. If we believe in protecting our families, we need to act now and start finding answers to why COVID-19 can have such a significant impact on the brain. The legislation before us today is another important step in that effort. Thus far, we've learned that as many as 1 in 3 COVID-19 survivors experience a cognitive impairment following their acute infection. More alarming, nearly 1 in 8 COVID-19 survivors are diagnosed with an illness for the first time. With nearly 80 million documented cases of infection in the U.S., the health implications could be massive. While anxiety, mood, and brain fog are among the most common symptoms, researchers have also uncovered a prevalence of serious complications such as psychosis, dementia, paralysis, and brain hemorrhages. Moreover, additional impairments related to cognitive syndrome, like impairment in memory, executive function, attention, and speed of information, are common among COVID-19 survivors. Despite the significant progress made by researchers to improve our understanding of COVID-19, it remains unclear how the virus alters brain function, who is most at risk, and what can be done to quickly diagnose and treat impacted patients. The Bryson Gray and Ben Price COVID-19 Cognitive Research Act aims to close these gaps by accelerating our research efforts. Specifically, it authorizes the NSF to award grants on a competitive basis to support interdisciplinary research on the disruption of regular cognitive processes associated with both short-term and long-term COVID-19 infections. Grantees will be tasked with carrying out foundational studies on the effects of cognition, emotion, neural structure, and function related to COVID-19 infections, developing new tools to evaluate cognitive disruptions from COVID-19, and examining the relevance of psychological and psychosocial factors. In addition, the bill stands up a team at the National Academies to study and produce a report on the issue. We can't bring Bryson and Ben back, but we can ensure that their memories live on. I don't want to lose any more Americans because we weren't bold enough to take on an issue that might scare us, an issue we don't fully understand, an issue that is far more common than many in this body realize. No family should have to endure the tragedy of losing a loved one from COVID-19's cognitive impacts. The Bryson Gray and Ben Price COVID-19 Cognitive Research Act ensures we will do everything in our power to find answers and deliver solutions. We cannot afford to lose any more time. Again, I want to thank Chairwoman Johnson and Ranking Member Lucas for their constant, incredible leadership in our committee. With that, I urge my colleagues to support the bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.